Hey everybody, I got frustrated last night playing Fate of Atlantis, so this is just a quick video of some of my tips that maybe I've learned so far. And before we start this tip, my buddy Icarus here, he can do a neat little trick that isn't like a normal trick, but he can actually climb pretty fast if you fly him at the big tower that's in the Underworld, which is in, part 2 of the Fate of Atlantis, episode 2. If you fly him straight at the tower, he will actually just kind of soar up the side of it. And if you look around from up there, you can actually see a whole bunch of icons. And then when he comes back out the other side, he'll actually take a pretty good nosedive. So, nothing big, but at least you can see around a little bit. So, kind of cool. I discovered it on accident. I kind of had just left him flying for a minute and turned my head, and all of a sudden he was doing that. So, something neat. There is also something I wanted to point out. These little dead-looking bushes, yeah, those are actually olive trees, and they've been burned or dried out or whatever, so you can still collect those just like a regular olive would. You may not realize that at first, so keep your eye out for those, because you can always use olive wood for arrows, and, that's just something. I did mention there's a spoiler in this video, and that spoiler is don't trust Elepenor. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't trust him. So, it's minor, but, it is what it is. Now, this is one of my tips that, like I said, I was getting frustrated by. This is actually Tartarus on the map, so you're looking at kind of like the north west corner. It's up here. That's the big tower, obviously. And there is a fallen guardian at the base of that tower. Now, the problem is Tartarus is like a fort for the some of the underworld baddies, we'll say. And to get here, this is, you get in the fort and you fight your way through the fort. But what I wanted to point out is the entrance to that big tower is actually at the base of the Tartarus area. So go through those little statues there, and you'll notice that the screen actually says I'm in Tartarus, but to get to the fallen guardian that I need to get to, I have to go through this veil. The problem is that he's essentially in Tartarus, and if he kills you and you have not saved your game, you will end up replaying everything that you had played up to that point. I learned that because I was outside the area, and then I came back in, and I had fought through a whole bunch of bad guys, and I accidentally wandered into that fight and was thinking, oh, if I get defeated, I'll end up, just respawning right there where I'm fighting, and that was not the case. I actually ended up having to replay the whole fort twice because I did that. So that's kind of what I wanted to give you a tip on, is that, hey, if you're in this Tartarus area, go out here to this gate. This is the main gate, and if you've defeated a bunch of people before you attempt to take out that guardian,
you have
come
to
out
replay.
here to where you can
emoji
get
smiling
to this
face
point
with open mouth,
and do a quick save, so that if you do get defeated by the fallen guardian, you can at least come back to a point where you've already defeated all of the bad guys in the fort, or whatever portion of the bad guys you've defeated. That's just my tip to you, because that's one of the things that got me frustrated. Is I actually have had to fight the guardian 3 times now. Once because of that, once because of something stupid I did. I can't remember what it was, but I kind of did the same thing twice on accident, and I didn't save it. So this is just where I ended up. Now, I actually, if you've started to play this, you know that you need to get all 5 pieces of the outfit. So we will armor that up. And my tip here is what I actually did. And if you've watched my previous video, you know that I pretty much play with the same style. I've got all the armor that I like, and I've got, my whatever engravings on it. Now, this is the the armor set you need to wear to get through the veil. And I actually went through and I re-engraved all my engravings on it and that kind of thing. You know, I do like the look of this. It almost reminds me of the Unsullied from Game of Thrones, but that's neither here nor there. So, you know, I re-engraved everything, but I still don't like the way it plays. So, once you arm this set, of course, you can go through the veil, and you can go back through the veil the other way. Well, as you know, I have a certain play style. I don't really vary from it, and you know, if I actually go back to my normal outfit here, again, I can't go through the veil. Well, to make that a little easier for myself, I actually play in my regular armor for most of it. And then I actually, and I told you in my loadout video that I don't use the loadouts feature very often, but I did here because now I have a separate loadout for that particular armor set, so now I can just switch quickly back and forth. Now, what I didn't realize is once you cross this veil into this area, you can actually go back to your inventory, and like I was trying to play with this armor and I was just getting my butt kicked, to be honest. But now you can actually re-equip your regular set, and now I'm on this side of the veil. However, if I try to go back out, I can't because I can't cross through the veil, but I'm fighting now with my regular armor. So that's a tip for you as well. Those are just a couple things I wanted to show you because I think they're handy, and like I said, I got frustrated mainly by the saving and having to replay a bunch of this a whole bunch of times that I didn't really want to, and then going back and forth through the veil. I think that extra loadout will help you guys out. So just a little quick thing just to let you guys know where I'm playing at, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.